guys! Thanks for joining me today for my review and comparison between the new and old YSL Touche Eclat foundation that I have over here. They look so similar in the packaging, which makes it difficult to tell, are they new, is it not new? So I'll be going over some minor packaging detail changes and the change of the name as well. They were both called Yves Saint Laurent YSL Touche Eclat, but the new one actually has a new attachment to it, which is called Awakening Foundation. So if you are looking for the new one, look for the Awakening Foundation words, because that's the only one that they have on the new one. The only changes really visibly are the old one has the red writing on the top, if you guys can see that, and the new one has black writing at the top. Additionally, in the new one, it has all the information, the name, the Touche Eclat YSL on the front, and the old one has YSL on the side, and then on the other side it says Le Temps Touche Eclat. The new one promises, I'm just going to read off the box, there will be picture swatches and pictures of all of the products on the blog for Citricouture, if you guys would check that out in the description bar. It's the ultra light fluid, feels invisible on skin, and diffuses a continuous controlled radiance. So the thing I've noticed with this foundation is that they don't have a promise in terms of, oh, it's gonna last you 8 hours, all day wear. It just says a controlled radiance, which means there's some form of oil control in here, hopefully, because I have combination oily skin. They have different numbers. The old one I had was BD50 and the new one I have is BD40. So they've kept the same lettering system, BD, BRB. So please keep in mind that these are all beige shades. So if you guys have anything like myself, I personally have olive and golden undertones. This doesn't quite match myself the way I want it to, because it's simply a golden beige or a pinky beige. But if you're not beige at all, it's not gonna quite match it. Of the new one. And the formula is much lighter. It's like, you know, a very light, thin but pigmented foundation, whereas the old one is much more, it's a bit less pigmented. The big one here. And you can see that it's much creamier texture. Satin, and this is a dewy finish. So if you guys keep tuning in, I will be doing a application so you can see what it looks like on my.
So here, basically, I'm taking a clean flat top kabuki brush that is from e.l.f. that I love, and I'm just dotting the product. This is the old one on my face. Immediately, you can see that it evens out my skin tone completely, and it actually leaves a very dewy, wet look. And I'm just going to go in with the second layer and coat on the spots that I need more coverage, and it seems to be helping a lot, but I find that this foundation, because of the thick, creamy texture, it's harder to build coverage. And so here is the newer foundation with a much thinner consistency. Once again, I'm dotting around my face for a thin first layer, and this one definitely has more coverage and was much easier to build when I wanted to add the additional second layer. And it covered my redness pretty well and had a satiny finish.
So I'm back with my makeup done. I've added a little bit of blush, powdered it down, and did the rest of my makeup, but I did not add any more highlight because I want to see the actual luminosity of this foundation. My camera actually died on me after I finished the application, so it's currently 2:30 on my clock, and my application was done at 12:30, which means it's actually been 2 hours since my initial filming. So I'll be doing my first check-in right now. I'm gonna say powdered it down, honestly. I asked my roommate like 2 hours ago or an hour ago, and she couldn't tell which one was different at all, which means that they basically oxidized to the same color, and after powdering, the finish looks the same. It just has like a natural kind of glowy, dewy look. And I do see that where I am most oily around my nose, that it's breaking apart a bit, so I might need to even blot after 3 hours even. That's my first check-in. It's also, I have smile lines here, and it's also slightly settled into that, but other than that, my blemishes are still covered for the most part, and I will check in a couple more hours.
Hi guys, checking back with you guys after 6 hours. It's currently 6:30, almost 6:15ish, and the foundation for the most part looks okay. Around my nose, really after the 3-hour mark, it just started becoming really oily, and there's almost nothing left basically. The coverage on my cheeks has stayed pretty much the same. Blush is still there. Just this pimple here has started to peek through a bit as well. So I will check back with you later. This is at 10 o'clock now. I am currently at the Shoppers buying our stuff for a trip to Bahamas. And to say that the foundation has completely broken apart around my nose, everywhere else looks good, but it does start to feel a bit tacky.
I'm back for the final checkup and it is currently 11 o'clock, so I have been on this with this foundation since 12:30. It's been basically 10.5 hours, and final checkup, let's see how it's been doing. I already kind of looked in the mirror and asked my roommate for her opinion, and she said it definitely looked better in the morning. Not gonna lie, I look like an oil spill. I have not touched up anything at all, and to be honest, both sides look the same in terms of oiliness and in terms of how it's held up. I think that looking at it now, they're basically the same. So for those who already own the old formula, I don't see the point in purchasing the newer formula unless you don't like that thicker cream texture and you want a higher SPF, or if you want simply a bit higher in pigmentation. Those are the only strong points. Even after 3-4 hours in, my skin, I don't touch my skin thankfully, but it feels tacky to the touch. And it's just like, I feel like if I touched it and rubbed it, it's gonna come off on my skin, my clothes. So short-term wear, great. If you have normal skin, if you have dry skin, brilliant. If you have anything that's combination oily, you might need to touch up or blot throughout the day. So anyways, I have actually returned the foundation. Just with my lifestyle, I don't think I will actually use this as much as I'd like to, especially with the $64 price tag. After tax, I think it was $72. So definitely weigh the pros and cons and see if this foundation is something that you can see yourself using. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video.